You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, presented by the Only One Media Group. This is the people's choice for quality interviews, celebrities, and special guests. Hosted by Demetrius Dinny Reynolds. Call in to join the mix at 701-801-9813. For the complete archive of episodes, visit onlyonemediagroup.com and be sure to like us on Facebook at Vigilantes Radio. We welcome all. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds. Enjoy the show.
Hello, hello, hello. What is going on, guys? Welcome to another incredible episode of Vigilantes Radio Live right here on iHeartRadio. And I am your host, Dini. We have another special guest for you guys, so you definitely want to stick around for that. And as a matter of fact, text your buddies, family members, or even share it on social media right now and let them know that we are about to dive deep into another interview. Before I bring my guest on, I do want to say that, you are the same person you were yesterday, and yet you are also more than you have ever been before. You are changing on a moment-by-moment basis, and yet at some level, you remain the person you have always been. So stop for a moment and consider what a beautiful paradox it is. You constantly move through life, learning, growing, experiencing, becoming, while all the time continuing to be you. You can embrace change without abandoning the absolute fundamental values which provide a solid foundation for your existence, your purpose, your fulfillment. You can stand firm while at the same time learning, adjusting, accepting, and even adopting. Part of moving successfully forward is your ability to stay firmly anchored to who you are and to what you know is always true. And part of maintaining a strong sense of who you are is your willingness to change for the better. You are fixed, you are flexible. In an exquisite contradiction, learn to see the value in those things which do not change, and also in those things which can be changed for the better. They both have their place. They both have their value, and they both are yours to use and live in a life of meaning and fulfillment. My name's Coach Dini. Are you ready?
You're live in the mix. Let's get this started.
All right. Again, welcome to the show. You're listening to VRL. That's Vigilantes Radio Live right here on iHeartRadio. And I am your host, Dini. Our interviews are designed to go beyond the music, news, books, art, acting, films, technology, education, entrepreneurship, entertainment, and sometimes even past that thing that we call the ego. Our interviews are designed to go behind the scenes and into the minds of these incredible human beings. The ones who are out there giving it their all for me, for you, and for the world. So, welcome again. You're at the place where we bring you the most fascinating guests and insightful conversations. Today we have the honor of hosting Omar Rahim, the creative force behind the one-man indie rock band, The Reckless Knights. Known for his cinematic and melancholic sound, Omar's latest single, The City, captured the essence of searching for a place to belong. Oh man, a lot of us know that feeling, right? So get ready for an explosive and inspiring conversation with the incredible Omar Rahim. Hello. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Coach Sini. It's an honor to be here on Vigilante Radio Live.
Hey, man, how is it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
Pretty good, man, pretty good. Just some wacky weather, but what's new besides that, you know? Yeah.
Luckily working on new music, trying to hone my skills. I'm working on an upcoming album, and of course, the city is just a sneak preview into that whole project.
Yeah, for sure, man. So, could you start by telling our listeners a little bit about yourself?
Sure, yeah. I'm a indie rock, so I'm pretty much a solo artist. I come from California. I'm from the Bay Area. A lot of my influences kind of came from like a lot of 60s pop, Beach Boys, Zombies. But I feel like as I got older, I started to appreciate, a lot of like my hometown, San Francisco, as well as just be grateful for my own experiences. And I think that shifted from that pop element to a lot of that indie rock, raw kind of sound that was being channeled to people my age in the early 2000s through my upbringing. So I think instead of kind of shifting from a lot of my influences of my family, I think I started to accept the things that kind of made my sound to where it is now. And with the Reckless Nights, it's pretty much a sonic exploration of exactly what that is. Just pretty much a person appreciating the music and trying to be part of it.
Absolutely. Speaking of your music, the city has a beautiful melancholic vibe. I call it a familiar vibe. Tell us about how this song came together, the inspiration behind it.
Sure, yeah. It's funny, the city kind of started out as a phrase I would kind of repeat as a guitar practice. It would just kind of be a mantra almost, where I'd be like, when I'm in the city, when I'm in the city. And I'd sing this line over and over again, and it'd almost be a really assuring kind of phrase. And I didn't really know the importance of it at first. I just thought it was a nice little, vocal warm-up. And then I started getting this kind of melancholic guitar chord progression going, and I added some chorus elements, and from there I think I just started building the instrumentals. And when I got that cinematic soundscape, I knew exactly that phrase would match perfectly with this kind of, almost like this build-up essentially of a song. And the song is pretty much a giant build-up to that phrase, when I'm in the city, which is pretty much representing an acceptance of a safe haven, of finding a place where you pretty much represent.
Absolutely. So you mentioned cinematic, did you picture this song turning into that, a cinematic feel?
Honestly, no. I thought it was just going to be kind of like another kind of catchy song that I was writing. A lot of the times when I was first starting out, it was more a practice of, okay, how can I write a song, and how can I make it essentially something that I could remember it from, just playing it, something that was so memorable that it would stick with me and essentially resonate with my audience. And that song was going to be one of those projects, but then it started becoming a sonic experimentation. And with that experimenting, I kind of became more free reign. I started using more guitar pedals and started experimenting with more, more keyboards, more synths, which I never done before. And I think with that, it kind of bolstered the sound further. And I knew that it was burgeoning on something that I haven't done before. And I was like, if I'm going to take the leap, then I'm going to take it and go all the way. And I think that's when that whole cinematics came, because it became almost like larger than what it was expected to be.
Yeah, man. Sounds like a learning experience too. How many hours did you put into this?
For the city alone, I record every Friday, and what I do throughout each week is I pretty much compose guitar parts, bass parts, keyboard parts. And being pretty much a solo artist, I have the freedom to come up with anything without the hindrance of opinions and different, different diverging paths that would take me from my creative process. And I would give myself about pretty much a month and a half to really compose the instrumentals, and then allow the lyrics to kind of sit with me depending on how the music affected me. So it kind of came to be almost like a 2-3 month process. But luckily I've been kind of shortening that with these newer singles, where I'm starting to become a little bit speeding the process.
Yeah. Man, wouldn't it be nice to just have someone to just, do and play the things you say? to do and play?
It would be great. Yeah, I love collaboration. That would make a lot easier for sure.
Yeah, man. But no, man, you are doing a fantastic job. The songs are amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. I think you have a bright future ahead for sure. So, you mentioned composing on a certain day of the week. This is a regiment for you. Is it like a routine for you?
Yeah, I've in the past I found that when I kind of wanted the music to be free flowing and stuff, I got those. I think there was times and moments in our lives that we can kind of let loose and really enjoy the music that we're making. But I think also what comes with it, there is a certain level of discipline as well. That I have a certain deadline that I have to set goals for myself that I expect. And if I don't hold myself to a certain standard, I don't think I'm able to put out the records that I really want to put out. I would become almost too much in my own head. So if I hold myself to a discipline, it almost is like I have another bandmate telling me, we got to turn out the songs and we got to be on top of this. So it's almost like a duality that I play, enjoying the music, but also making sure that I have to be on top of things.
Man, discipline, that is the key. Has it always been like this for you?
Yeah, luckily, I think growing up, I've had very responsible, and I've had parents that have kind of been very influential in my life. I've seen them so structured has kind of impressed that a lot on me, where I would kind of approach music very organized. And it was weird where, things like music was a free-flowing expression. I kind of went with it almost like at a mathematical angle, but I learned to appreciate it in that sense because, when everything is so kind of controlled in my day-to-day life, I think with music, it's a nice break, but it also allows me to step into myself a little bit and do appreciate the parts of me that are essentially, made up from my experiences and my background.
All right. Listeners, we are ready to dive into the city, and then when we come back, we'll put Omar in our traditional hot seat where he gets to play for us, whether that's rapping, poetry, spoken word, telling a joke, singing, telling a story from his life, playing an instrument, giving some advice, or doing nothing at all. That's cool as well. But for right now, here it is, The City by The Reckless Knight. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back. We are here again, Vigilantes Radio Live with your host, Deanie. We have a special guest, Omar Rahim, from the indie solo band, The Reckless Knights. With that, let's go ahead and welcome him back to the show. Hello, hello, hello. You're back live with us and in our hot seat. What are you going to perform for us?
I wanted to give a short little poem read of this new song I've been working on. I've been really kind of honing on some of these lyric concepts that I've been kind of going about.
All right.
This song, so I dedicated this one to my brother, and he's kind of like my music guru. So when I said that I didn't have a lot of collaborators, I kind of lied. He's essentially the person that I go about pretty much anything when it comes to instrumentals, any line phrases, I run it by him. And he's kind of like my audience, essentially my test audience. So this one is dedicated to him. And I'm just going to read a short excerpt from the beginning. It goes, "My brother's been back for a year. His face is sunk into the bone, but his eyes still point me home. I trace your scholar like jigsaw lines. He covers up because it's cold. I look away, but he just knows. I'd wash the blood off your mane. Your violence is in repose. Quick away before hunger shows. No doubt you're in a maze. Swap minds to share the strain. It's you and I, like our fates were tied by time. 'Cause they were reaped by my hands. The best part of the plans to deliver to me the dreams we believe. My sins are deemed by good grace, and I may have been laid to waste, but ultimately I'm physically free." And that's just a short excerpt of hopefully what I'm trying to work on now.
Wow. That was amazing.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. So, where can our listeners connect with you on the internet?
You guys can connect with me through Instagram, The Reckless Knights, at The Reckless Knights. You can connect with me through Spotify, or you could follow us through our website. We're going to be pretty much updating things to our Instagram and our website pretty soon with news of the album and hopefully some tour dates if I can get some musicians around.
All right. Sounds good, man. One final question. How did your dad influence your music?
Sure, yeah. My dad, he was really into music. Essentially, like, I think he really stressed the importance of a musician and the role of being a musician and what it means to, groups of people and what it, this happiness that it brings. That I think that when I saw him talk about music in that certain way, it essentially planted a seed in my head where most kids are dreaming about, being an astronaut or a doctor or something essentially, of equal great importance. But I think in my mind, it was kind of made up that I wanted to play music and I wanted to be an entertainer, a performer. I wanted to bring, joy and essentially distract people from whatever, we all have to go through just for even 3-4 minutes of a song.
Indeed. All right. Thank you so much, Omar, for sharing your story and insights with us. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on Vigilante Radio Live. It's been an honor.
Absolutely, man. Take care and God bless.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, what's up? Long time. I forgot to mention that. Oh, by the way, this is Deanie, Vigilantes Radio Live. VP of Operations for Busy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony, blah, blah, blah. Anyhow, Only One Theory dropped a new single. It is called La Jefecita. It's on Spotify. As a matter of fact, it's on all major platforms. You should check it out right now. Oh, and by the way, there's also a visual on YouTube. It's hot. Check it out today. onlyonetheory.com. Check that out too. Peace.
Thank you, my Vigilantes family, as always, for checking out my podcast over here at Vigilantes Radio Live. All episodes are available for free download, and you can grab it from either Spreaker.com/Only1Media Group, Spotify, Castbox, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, the app Podcast Addict or over at our website, which again is onlyonemediagroup.com. And that goes for every single show that we've ever aired. If you'd like to request some music or send something for me to play, email it to vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com. That is V as in Victor. And here's my disclaimer. We are genre free, we do not judge, and we absolutely do not base our opinions on hearsay, but facts alone. And actually scratch all of that, because all of my opinions are always right. That's the bottom line. This is my show, so deal with it. Just kidding. On behalf of myself, Denny, I appreciate all you guys for tuning in, either afterwards or live with us. Spread the word, because sharing is caring. We stepped up our game just for you guys and our guests to make sure that you have the best experience here on our show. Be sure to connect with me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, Snapchat, TikTok, and all social media sites, as well as Spreaker, YouTube. We always follow back. Okay, well, just remember to put yourself into everything that you do and never stop investing in yourself. Peace, love, grilled cheese, and talk with you later.
You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, the people's choice for quality interviews, art, music, and hot topics. Hosted by Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds of the duo No Longer the Hero. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at www.onlyonemediagroup.com. This is a Seventh Sign Regime Rebirth Worldwide Syndicate exclusive.
What's up, guys? It's Denny, and I want to welcome you on a journey of the heart and of the mind. These Fucking Feelings podcast is a beacon in the world of mental health advocacy, and it invites you to join a conversation that's changing lives. We are here to share, listen, and grow together. Led by the passionate Micah Bravery, alongside the insightful Rebecca and Crystal. This award-winning podcast dives deep into the human experience, from navigating relationships to coping with loss. No topic is off limits. It's about real stories and real emotions. These Fucking Feelings is more than just a show. It's a community, a place where vulnerable isn't just accepted, it's celebrated. You can find it across major platforms, including YouTube and Facebook Watch. This podcast is a touchstone for anyone seeking understanding and support. These Fucking Feelings podcast, where every emotion is valid and every story matters. Tune in and transform the way you see mental health.